Hello everyone, I am Dr. K. Annapurna, Associate Professor of ECE Department, VFSTR Deemutubi University, Vadlamudi. Our today's topic is bandpass filters. So, part of third unit, linearisis and applications. So, what is the main objective of this class is to make you familiarize with the concept of bandpass filter and to make you familiarize with when the order of the filter is increasing, how the frequency response is changing. And by the end of this class, you will able to answer what is bandpass filter, how is the frequency response of bandpass filter, and what happens to the frequency response when order of the filter is increasing, and what are the applications of bandpass filter, and how to design a bandpass filter for given specifications. So, what is bandpass filter? In the first class of third unit, we have seen the bandpass filter. So, whose frequency response is like this. This is the ideal frequency response. And practically it will be like this. Practical response will be somewhat different from the ideal. It is allowing a band of frequencies and stopping the remaining frequency signals. And at cutoff frequencies, the gain will be 1 by root 2 times the maximum gain in the practical case. So, that is bandpass filter. And coming to its applications in wireless transmitters and receivers. So, in transmitters and receivers, we use bandpass filters to separate the frequency signals. And at the reception of frequency division multiplexing signal. In analog communications, you have studied frequency division multiplexing. So, what it is? Actually, you are having one channel and there are multiple users. So, how to make use of single channel by those users means there are different multiplexing techniques. Out of that, one is frequency division multiplexing. That is, the first user will use a band of frequencies, second user next band, third user next band, like that. And all will simultaneously send those signals on single channel simultaneously. But at the receiver, how to recover those signals with the help of bandpass filters. And next, in medical applications like EEG, ECG, etc. And in audio signal processing. And in broadcasting. In broadcasting also, each channel will be allotted with different frequency. So, to get particular frequency, we have to tune to that with the help of bandpass filters. Okay, these are some of the applications of bandpass filters. And now types of bandpass filters. There are two types of bandpass filters based on the quality factor, Q. Okay, if quality factor is less than 10, they are termed as wide bandpass filters, and if the quality factor is more than or equal to 10, they are termed as narrow bandpass filters. So, here wide bandpass means will be like this. Narrow bandpass means if the range of frequencies is very small, then it is called narrow band. That is, if you are very much specific about particular small range of frequencies, this is narrow band. So, this is narrow bandpass filter and this is wide bandpass filter response. So, compared to wide bandpass, narrow bandpass means it should provide very high quality factor. Then only we can able to pass only that particular range of frequencies. And next, you know quality factor is equal to FR by bandwidth, that is resonant frequency by bandwidth. and where FR is resonant frequency or center frequency. So here this is the center frequency. And next, bandwidth means upper cutoff minus lower cutoff. So cutoff frequencies means, for example, if you take for wide band pass, suppose these two are the cutoff frequencies. So this range is called bandwidth, that is FH minus FL. And if bandwidth and resonant frequency are known, one can find the lower cutoff and upper cutoff with the help of those two formulas, where D is bandwidth, FR is the resonant frequency. And now let us see the wide band pass filter. So wide band pass filter means whose Q value is less than 10, and it can be easily constructed with the help of low pass and high pass. When low pass filter and high pass filter are connected in cascade, you can get the response of wide band pass. Let us see. So a high pass and its output is given to low pass. Okay, now let us consider the first order low pass and high pass filters. So the circuit diagrams already we have discussed in the last class. So first order high pass means and this is low pass. Okay, here this R and C and this R and C may not be same. So that's why I have changed the notations to represent R dash C dash. Similarly, the gain of high pass may not be same as the gain of low pass. So to distinguish those two, here I have used the dash notation. Okay, so high pass followed by low pass or low pass followed by high pass will give you the band pass response. Now let us see how it is giving the band pass response. So first you have taken the high pass. So high pass means from cutoff frequency. So here suppose this is the cutoff frequency FL. So at FL it will provide you a maximum gain by root 2. Okay. So this is the gain. And next let us consider the low pass filter response. So let it be AM1 by root 2 and this is AM2 by root 2. Okay, now they are connected in cascade, right? See, their connection is cascade. So in cascade, what is the overall gain? It is the product of individual gains. So if you multiply these two gains, these two responses, So that is the final output response. Now from 0 to this frequency, what is the gain? It is 0 and it is some constant. So 0 into something means you will get 0 only. So up to this there is no gain. So this is 0. Okay. And next from this frequency to up to this frequency, what is happening? It is increasing and it is constant. So some increasing value into constant means it will be increasing response. So it will be like this. And next in this range both are constants. So some constant into constant means it will be constant. And next from this frequency to this frequency it is decreasing. And after this frequency its gain is 0 means automatically it will be 0. Okay, this is the resultant. So like this you can obtain the band pass frequency response by cascading a high pass filter and low pass filter. Here I have taken first high pass then low pass. It need not be like that. First you can take low pass and then high pass also. And here what is the condition? The cutoff frequency of low pass should be greater than high pass. That is FH should be greater than FL. Then only it is possible. Otherwise it won't be happen. Now let us see a design problem for wide band pass filter. Design a wide band pass filter having FL equal to 400 Hz and FH equal to 2 kHz and a pass band gain of 4. Find the value of Q of the filter also. Okay, here what is FL? Is it cutoff frequency of high pass or low pass? Already I have mentioned FL means it is the cutoff frequency of high pass filter. Why it is mentioned like that means it is the least frequency passed by the high pass filter. So for the high pass filter, so to design this band pass you need to design high pass filter as well as low pass filter, right? And high pass filter cutoff is 400 Hz and low pass filter cutoff is 2 kHz. And the overall gain is 4. So overall gain, when do you get? The product of individual gains. So let us take 2 and 2. So here gain is, let it be 2, here gain let it be 2. Then the product of those two gains will give us 4. That is the requirement. Okay, already we have seen how to design a high pass filter for given cutoff frequency and gain. So how to design? So first we need to take C value. How much we are taking? 0.01 microfarads. So take C value 0.01 microfarads. Then what is the cutoff frequency formula? FL equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. So from this you can find the value of R. Okay, if you solve this, then you will get 39.7 kilo ohms. That is the R value. And next, gain. So gain means 1 plus RF by R1 is equal to 2. So from this, what is the relation between RF and R1? RF is equal to R1. Let R1 equal to 10 kilo ohms. This implies RF also 10 kilo ohms. So, the design of high pass filter is completed. So, draw the high pass here. Anything is pending, you check. This is 10 kilo ohms. This is also 10 kilo ohms. Right? All component values are found for high pass. Similarly, for low pass also we need to find the component values. So, first let us draw the low pass. So, Ri dash we need to find, or R1 dash, Rf dash, C dash, R dash. Okay. So, how to design the low pass filter also we have seen in the last classes. So, first we need to assume the capacitor value, that is C dash. So, let C dash equal to 0.01 microfarads. And what is the cutoff frequency formula? FH equal to 1 by 2 pi RC, but here we have taken R dash and C dash. So, R dash, C dash. So, from this you can find the value of R dash. Okay. So, we found R dash value and we have assumed the C dash value. Next, from the gain requirements, R1 dash and Rf dash should be found. What is the gain of this filter? It is in non-inverting. So, you know it is 1 plus feedback resistor Rf dash by input resistor R1 dash. So, that is equal to 2. This implies Rf dash equal to R1 dash. Here also I am assuming R1 dash equal to 10 kilo ohms. So, this implies Rf dash also 10 kilo ohms. So, here 0.01 microfarads, this is 7.95 kilo ohms, this is 10 kilo ohms, this is also 10 kilo ohms. Now, the design of wide band pass filter is completed for the given specifications. The output of high pass is given to the input of low pass. Okay. And next you need to find the quality factor Q of the filter. So, what is the formula for Q? So, Q is equal to FR by bandwidth. Okay. And FR is equal to square root of FL into FH, and bandwidth is equal to FH minus FL. So, here what are the cutoff frequencies given? 2 kilohertz and 400 hertz. So, 400 into 2K. So, what you get? Square root of 8 lakhs. And here 2000 minus 400. So, it is 1600. Now if I substitute these values in Q, so FR is square root of 8 lakhs by 1600, it will give you nearly 0.559. Okay, this is the quality factor of the given problem, and this quality factor is less than 10, so it is wide band pass filter. Now let us see the next problem. If a band pass filter has a lower cutoff frequency of 250 Hz and a higher cutoff frequency of 2500 Hz, then find its bandwidth and resonant frequency. So just now we have seen the relations. So what is bandwidth? How to find bandwidth? It is the difference between upper cutoff and lower cutoff, right? So upper cutoff frequency is 2500 minus what is the lower cutoff? 250. So what will you get? 2250 Hz. And next you need to find the resonant frequency. So resonant frequency is nothing but square root of FH into FL. So square root of 2500 into 250. So if you solve this, you will get 790.5 Hz. Okay. Now let us see the next problem. The resonant frequency of a band pass filter is 1 kHz and its bandwidth is 3 kHz. Then find Q and cutoff frequencies. So here they have given us the resonant frequency as 1 kHz, bandwidth is 3 kHz. And you need to find Q and cutoff frequencies. So Q can be easily found because Q is equal to FR by bandwidth. So FR is 1K, bandwidth is 3K, so you will get the quality factor 0.33. And next FL and FH. So at the beginning we have seen those formulas, you see that. So FL and FH. What is FL? Square root of B square by 4 plus FR square. Okay, substitute B means bandwidth 3 kHz, FR means 1 kHz. So if you substitute, you will get FL. And then what is FH? FH is equal to FL plus bandwidth. Then you will get the upper cutoff frequency. Now let us see the narrow band pass filter. So narrow band pass filter means which is very precise, that is only small range of frequencies when we need to pass, then it should maintain high quality factor. So how to design, that is how the circuit will be, let us see. So first I am drawing the generalized narrow band pass. Okay, this is the generalized narrow band pass filter. First, let us derive the input output relation for this. Okay, so let this node is A and let this node is B. And what is the potential at node B? It is 0, because non-inverting is at ground means inverting will be at ground. So, with that concept it is nothing but virtual ground. So, 0 volts. Now, let us apply KCL at node A. So, here I am assuming all currents are leaving from this. So, VA minus VI into Y1, that is the current flowing through this branch. Next, VA minus 0 into Y2 plus VA minus V0 into Y3 plus VA minus 0 into Y4 so only 4 branches are connected, so equal to 0. So if you simplify this, if I take VA common, Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3 plus Y4, next minus VI into Y1 minus V0 into Y3 is equal to 0. Let it be the first relation. Okay. Next, let us apply KCL at node B. So, only 2 branch currents, because current flowing into the op amp is 0. So, VB minus or 0 minus VA by impedance, but here admittances. So, into Y2 plus 0 minus V0 into Y5 is equal to 0. So, from this minus VA Y2 is equal to V0 Y5. So, this implies what is VA? VA is equal to minus V0 into Y5 by Y2. Let it be the second relation. Now, substitute this second relation in first. So, substituting 2 in 1, what will you get? VA into, so what is VA? Minus V0 Y5 by Y2 into Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3 plus Y4. Okay. Next, minus VI Y1 minus VI Y1 minus V0 Y3 is equal to 0. So, from this we need to find V0 VI relationship. So, V0 VI relationship means, so first I am taking V0 terms common. So, if I take V0 terms common, what I have? V0 into Y5 by Y2 into Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3 plus Y4 minus Y3. So, already minus also I have taken. So, plus Y3 is equal to Vi into Y1. Okay, if I take this Y2 as LCM, then what is V0 by Vi? So V naught by Vi becomes minus Y1 Y2 by Y5 into Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3 plus Y4, and here Y2 taken common, so it becomes Y2 Y3. So this is the gain expression for general narrow band pass filter. Okay. So first we have applied KCL at node A, and next we have applied KCL at node B. So from this we got the expression of VA in terms of V naught, and we have substituted that in the first expression, and after simplifying we got the relation between V naught and Vi. Now let us see the narrow band pass filter, that is we are replacing Y1 Y2s with resistors and capacitors. Okay, this is R1 and this is C2, this is C3, this is R4 and this is R5. Okay, the same order I have followed. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. See here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and this is 5. The same order I have followed. Now, in the place of Y1, what we have? In the place of Y1, we are having resistor. So, what is the admittance of resistance means? It is 1 by R1. And next in the place of Y2, I am having capacitor. So, what is the admittance of capacitor means? It is nothing but capacitive susceptance. So, SC2. And in the place of Y3, I have again capacitor. So, capacitive susceptance I need to write. And in the place of 4, resistor, so 1 by R4, and in the place of 5 also resistor, so 1 by R5. Let this is, okay, in the previous case, let the last expression is 3, then it is 4. Okay. Now substituting 4 in 3. So what is V naught by Vi? V naught by Vi is equal to, what is the expression? Just you see, minus Y1 Y2 so minus Y1 Y2, okay, first let us write the expression as it is, minus Y1 Y2 by Y5 into Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3 plus Y4, Y5 into Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3 plus Y4 plus Y2 Y3. Okay, this is the expression we got in expression 3, that is the gain of generalized narrow band pass filter. Now let us substitute 4 in 3. So what will you get? Y1 Y2 means minus SC2 by R1. There is minus also, that is why minus SC2 by R1 by what is Y5? 1 by R5 into Y1 is 1 by R1 plus Y2 is SC2, Y3 is SC3 y4 is 1 by r4 plus y2 y3, that is SC2 into SC3, that is S square C2 C3. Okay. Now divide both numerator and denominator with SC2. So what is V naught by Vi then? Minus 1 by R1. So 1 by R1 means I can write G1 by G5 by SC2 into 1 by R1 means G1 G1 plus SC2 plus SC3 plus G4 plus, here if I divide with SC2, it will be left with SC3. Okay. Now if I simplify further, so what is the expression? Minus G1 by here S and S gets cancelled in these two terms. So G5 by C2 into C2 plus C3, okay, plus G5 by SC2 into G1 plus G4 plus SC3. Okay, this is the expression we got for RC narrow band pass filter. So let this equation is 5. Okay, and this response is similar to parallel RLC circuit. How? Let us see. So parallel RLC circuit. And the current source value is G dash Vi. And what is the admittance of this circuit? 1 by R plus 1 by SL plus SC. Then what is V naught? V naught is equal to, okay, impedance into current will give you the voltage. So that current source by admittance, and the sign of the direction of current is opposite, so take minus. So now if you substitute this, V naught is equal to minus G dash Vi by Y. Y means 1 by R plus 1 by SL plus SC. Okay. So this is equation number 6. Now comparing 5 and 6. What will you get? So what is 5? Just now we have solved. V naught by Vi is equal to minus G1 by, okay, here also we can take this Vi to this side. So V naught by Vi. So V naught by Vi is equal to, for comparison both should be gains, minus G1 by G5 by C2 into C2 plus C3 plus G5 by SC2 into G1 plus G4 plus SC3. Okay. Now you compare. This is equation number 5. So if you compare, this is the constant term. So 1 by R, that is G is equal to 1 by R is equal to, just in the place of 1 by R we are having G5 by C2 into C2 plus C3. Okay. And next 1 by S term, that is in the place of L what you have, so L is equal to 1 by S, that is 1 by L. So in the place of L you are having C2 by G5 into G1 plus G4, and in the place of C you are having C3. So C is equal to C3. So it is nothing but the response of narrow band pass filter. It is similar to the parallel RLC circuit. When you consider C is C3, L is this and G is this, or resistor is C2 by G5 into C2 plus C3. Okay. So now what is the resonant frequency of this? You know it, right? What is the resonant frequency? So Y, the imaginary part of Y should be 0 at resonance. So what is Y? 1 by R plus 1 by j omega L plus j omega C. So now what is imaginary part of Y? So for that, first I am writing this as 1 by R plus, if I take j common, omega C minus 1 by omega L, because 1 by j is minus j. So imaginary part of Y means omega C minus 1 by omega L, that is equal to 0 at resonance. So this frequency is called resonant frequency. Then what is omega R square? From this 1 by LC, because this is equal to omega RC is equal to 1 by omega RL. So this implies omega R square is equal to 1 by LC. So omega R equal to 1 by root LC. And what is omega R? It is 2 pi FR. So this implies FR equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. Okay. And here what is L, what is C, you substitute. So FR equal to 1 by 2 pi root, what is L? Just now we have written okay, in the place of L you have to substitute C2 by G5 into G1 plus G4, C2 by G5 into G1 plus G4, and in the place of C it is C3, right? C3. So this is the resonant frequency of narrow band pass filter. Resonant frequency of narrow band pass is nothing but the center frequency of narrow band pass filter. And next, to derive the bandwidth, what is Q? Q is equal to FR by bandwidth, right? So bandwidth is equal to FR by Q. So FR can be written as omega R by 2 pi into Q. Parallel resonant circuit, what is Q? It is omega CR. So omega R by 2 pi omega R CR. This omega R gets cancels. So it is 1 by 2 pi RC. So what is 1 by R value? Just now we have derived G5 by C2 into C2 plus C3. G5 by C2 into, so just it is replacing 1 by R value into 2 pi into C means C3. So this is the bandwidth expression for narrow band pass filter. So these two we have to remember. Okay. And next, for various values of Q values, how the narrow band pass filter frequency responds, let us see. Suppose if I take Q value is 10, then the frequency response may be like this. This is for Q is equal to 10. Now if I take Q 15 means it is more precise. The center frequency will be same. Okay, so it will be more precise. That is, as Q is increasing means its bandwidth is more refining. So like that it will change. Now let us see a problem on narrow band pass filter. Given a band pass filter with the component values shown, find its resonant frequency and bandwidth. Okay, this is narrow band pass filter. And just now we have derived the resonant frequency and bandwidth formulas, right? So what is the resonant frequency formula? 1 by 2 pi FR equal to 1 by 2 pi C2 by G5 into okay, this is the resonant frequency formula just now we have derived. So in this you substitute, okay, here you should know this is R1, this is C2, this is C3, this is R4 and this is R5. And G5 is nothing but 1 by R5. So 2 pi square root of, what is C2 value? 0.01 micro. Micro means 10 power minus 6 by G5. So it is 40 kilo ohms. So 1 by G5 means into R5, so it is 40K. Okay. And G1 plus G4. So G1 is 1 by 20K plus G4 is 1 by 2700 into C3. What is C3? 0.01 micro. So if you solve this, you will get the resonant frequency. And then bandwidth. So just now we have derived the bandwidth expression also. G5 into C2 plus C3 by G5 into C2 plus C3 by 2 pi C2 C3. So substitute those values. G5 is nothing but 1 by R5. So 1 by 40,000 into C2 is 0.01 micro. So 0.01 into 10 power minus 6 plus C3 is 0.01 micro. So 0.01 into 10 power minus 6 by 2 pi into C2 C3. So 0.01 micro into 0.01 micro. So if you solve this, you will get the answer for bandwidth. Okay. Now let us recollect what we have discussed in this class. What is band pass filter? Band pass filter is a filter which passes a band of frequencies and stops the remaining frequencies. And it has two cutoff frequencies, FL and FH, lower cutoff and upper cutoff. Whereas in low pass and high pass, we have seen only one cutoff frequency. Okay, low pass means from 0 to cutoff frequency it passes, and from cutoff frequency to higher frequencies it won't pass. Whereas high pass, it is also having one cutoff frequency FL, and it starts passing the frequencies from FL, and before FL it won't pass. Whereas band pass means it needs two cutoff frequencies to represent. Okay, so band pass filter means the response will be like this, and this is the lower cutoff and this is the upper cutoff. So from lower cutoff frequency to upper cutoff frequency it passes, and it stops the remaining frequency signals. And next one, what are the cutoff frequencies of band pass filter? They are lower cutoff and upper cutoff, represented as FL and FH. And at the cutoff frequencies, the gain will be 1 by root 2 times the maximum gain. Suppose if you plot the response in semi-log sheet means, on semi-log sheet means, the gain will be 3 decibels down from the maximum. Is there any phase difference between input and output? If you operate in non-inverting, there is no phase shift. For example, if we consider the wide band pass, we have operated both low pass and high pass in non-inverting mode, so there is no phase shift. But when we consider the narrow band pass, we have given the input to the inverting pin, so there will be 180 degrees phase shift between input and output. What is the difference between first order and second order band pass filter? So first order means this roll off will be here plus 20 decibels per decade, and here minus 20 decibels per decade. Okay, whereas second order means it is first order, whereas second order means it will be so here this is second order, This is first order. For second order, the slopes are plus or minus 40 decibels per decade. Okay, if you use first order low pass and high pass to construct the band pass, then it will result in first order band pass. If you need second order band pass, means you have to cascade second order high pass and second order low pass. What are the applications of band pass filters? So, in frequency division multiplexing, at the receiver side to recover the signals, because there is only one channel and there are n number of transmitters. They want to transmit on the single channel simultaneously. Then what they have to do? They have to use different frequencies and they can pass all those signals on the single channel simultaneously. But at the receiver, how to recover means with the help of band pass filters. Okay, and in broadcasting and RF circuits, okay, we have seen some applications. And what are the different types of band pass filters? What are the different types of band pass filters? Narrow band pass and wide band pass based on the quality factor. If the quality factor is greater than 10 means, greater than or equal to 10 means it is narrow band pass. If it is less than 10 means wide band pass. On what basis band pass filters are classified? Just now we have discussed based on quality factor. What is the relation among Q, FR and bandwidth? So, Q is equal to FR by bandwidth. Okay. And this is your assignment. So, if you are able to solve these questions means you understood this class, and these are the references textbooks. Thank you. I hope you understand this class. Thank you.